Greetings, beautiful friends. Happy Monday to you. Here we are doing our usual Monday check-in and our mastering your mindset session. So before we get into pulling cards, I use 4 different decks of cards to kind of help us really step into and make the best use of the energies we are in. But before we do that, if you watched these before, you know I like to just feel into the energies of the moon phase. So this week we are affected by a new moon, and actually this is a powerful month. This is the last month of 2024. How does that feel for you? We're wrapping up a very powerful year that brought about a lot of shifts and changes, and maybe this is a time, because it's a new moon, this is a time to really contemplate what are the seeds you wish to plant. And this is beautifully timed, right? Because as we wrap up and release the outgoing year, stepping into the new year, 2025 is going to be quite a different energy, I believe. But this new moon is in the sign of Sagittarius. And why I was saying it was auspicious is we actually have 2 new moons in this month, which is kind of a unusual thing that happened too. But this new moon is in the sign of Sagittarius. I love the energy of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is it's the adventurer, the big picture viewer. It's like the symbol of that is the bow and arrow. So this is the ideal time for you to actually use this energy of the new moon. The new moon is not about lots of action. It's much more about planting seeds, about contemplating, about looking at how do you talk to and about yourself, and is there a little bit of pieces that you need to shift and change, use different verbiage, use different words. And talking about words, I really like choosing a 1-word theme for each year, and I've been doing that actually since 2016. And what I like to do is to use the new moon energy to just really immerse myself in to looking at what was the word that I had for last year and did it suit, and what is the word that I want to have for the next year. And it's a very important piece around really stepping into you being the creator of your experience. If you haven't heard of this idea of choosing a 1-word theme and you want a wee bit more guidance, pop it in the comments below or message me, because I actually have a handout that I'm happy to email to you if you'd like a little bit more inspiration or guidance on this idea of choosing a 1-word theme for the year incoming. So I think that's all I wanted to say. That to tap into your adventurousness, your auspiciousness, really remember that you are the powerful creator of your path, of your experience, of your intentions and your goals. And it's about always understanding that, let's say you do set a word, or let's say you do set an intention, and then you start working towards that or taking the steps that then requires, and it doesn't feel quite right. So this is a really important time to just use that question. It's one of my favorite questions. How does this make me feel about me? And what we want to do is to always give ourselves permission to adjust, to course correct, to say, I thought going down that avenue or working on that intention was going to light me up. It was going to feel aligned. It was going to be in touch with the truth of me. But if it isn't, you can change. So that's always the piece around finding your flow. So with that Sagittarius energy, maybe you can look to the horizon and say, okay, I'm going to aim for that. You name whatever that is. And then trust. Trust you, trust the universe, trust the energies, the flow. And sometimes we surprise ourselves. Sometimes when we get that achieved goal, it feels different than what we thought. Or it's bigger and better and different. So it's always about coming back to trust. Trusting that whatever you put into place will be the right thing for you. Okay, that's what that feels like. Last month of 2024. take a nice deep breath now. And if anything I say triggers anything in you, or you need a wee bit more guidance or support, just pop it in the comments below or message me directly, because my intention is to help you get in touch with your inner wisdom and really allow that to be your GPS, to actually be the piece that guides you forward. But now I've just been shuffling we start off with my letting go guidance cards, because you see, whenever we start these, I have something in my eye. Whenever we start these kind of conversations, oftentimes we then become aware of something that we've, like a habit or a pattern or something that's not serving that voicing your truth or that aligning with what is the best way for you. So that's why I like to start us off with, based on everything that we've just said, based on the energies that we're stepping into this week, what can we focus on letting go? And the part that to let go is the idea that good fortune will land in your lap. That's an interesting one, because you see, I said that idea of the Sagittarius new moon is the idea of aiming or setting your sights on that which you wish to draw in or to create or to experience, but it doesn't happen by itself. So it's not like you can say, okay, I claim that, I name that, and then I don't have to do anything. So doing things is, maybe it's taking the baby steps, or maybe it's writing it down, or maybe it's visualizing it. But it is always, our life experience is always a co-created thing, co-created experience. So feel into that. Do it. Where does that happen for you, where you just think, oh, all I have to do is name it and then it shows up? Because you still, even if you invite something in, you still have to get up and open the door to let it in. So maybe that's part of the action mode too. Okay, now we're going to pull one tarot card, and then we'll use these new awesome cards that I've been using, Intuitive Whispers Oracle. Oh, I like this card. I like all these cards. It's the Six of Swords. You know, the Six of Swords feels like it's funny I was saying about the action. You have to take action. So the Six of Swords is an action card. It is the movement, and it's a trust. It's actually inviting us to trust that even if you've come through chaotic, discombobulating, challenging turmoil or whatever it is, and it feels a little bit choppy, the waters have been a bit choppy in your journey, the Six of Swords signifies keep going, because calmness and harmony and flow is there even if you can't entirely feel it. So it's to just stay the course, keep going, and trust and surrender. So that's coming back to that idea of co-creating, because co-creating but also trust. Even if we cannot see the end of the tunnel or the light at the end of the tunnel, it's when we can just trust. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And then what am I called to do now? And what's the best next step now? And keep coming back to that. So that's actually a really beautiful accompaniment to that's what I was saying about letting go of the idea that good fortune will just land on your lap, because it is about trusting and maybe having that conversation. What am I called upon to do now? And sometimes when I say, what am I called upon to do now? Maybe it is to meditate. Maybe it is to write down all of the blah, blah, blah in my mind. Maybe it is to go for a walk and just shake it all off. So it's always something, but it's when you allow yourself to dialogue with that inner wisdom. I've said this before, whether you've heard it or not. It's that whenever we're looking for an answer, the answers are looking for us. So that's how come we can break it down into, okay, so what's the key piece that I need to focus on now? And then, like I say, trust that it will all coalesce. So that reminds me of a saying that says, sometimes when things are falling apart, it's because the next best evolution or chapter needs to fall together. So feel into that yourself. So as I was kind of feeling into those ideas, oh, this is awesome. Okay, these are awesome. I just pulled our 3 cards from the Intuitive Whispers. And you know, I just said to you, the answers that you're looking for are looking for you. And look what card came up. This one here says, what is meant for you will find you. And that's a beautiful message too, when we're sitting in the new moon energy, because like I said at the beginning of this session, this is not a time to be rushing out and getting things done. This is a time for planting seeds and trusting, and maybe just writing some intentions or ideas, or just allow yourself to flow with them. Like, what lights you up? Those are actually what lights you up. What do you want more of? This is a beautiful one too, the magic of nothingness. That's a beautiful energy also for a new moon, is to just sit in the darkness and contemplate and allow those ideas and intentions and desires to bubble up from your heart. And of course, this one of my favorite, fill your cup. Self-care is very important around here too. Around this energy, in fact, it's around all energies, regardless of what the phase is of the moon. What are you doing to fill your cup? And perhaps as you're sitting in this contemplation mode, and perhaps looking at what is your word for the upcoming year. Did you set one for last year? It's all about flow. But having said that, flowing into your cup, what does self-care mean to you? I like to think of self-care as being sacred self-care. So what do you do to honor the sacredness of you, to honor all pillars of you? I'm talking about your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. They need to be looked after to the degree that is right for you in order to step into doing or creating or envisaging or attracting. All of that is a very, very important part here. So this is contemplating mode in order to experience the auspiciousness of the truth of you. Talking about the truth of you. This is the last card deck that I use, is my Liberate Your Inner Truth card deck. And just about to send you off into this beautiful first week of the last month of 2024. And let's see what seals our session for this week. Beautiful. It's I am progressive. This is a nice acknowledgement too. I am progressive. Life is filled with experiences that teach valuable lessons. I choose to maintain a progressive outlook. When I suffer a setback or a detour, I gain a little more strength and resilience. So that's a beautiful part too. That actually almost feels like it's acknowledging that 6 of Swords energy that I described to you too. So may you have a beautiful week ahead. I hope you enjoy this new moon energy that we're already in right now. The new moon came last night, but it's usually 2 days before and 2 days after that we still are working with that energy. I wish you a beautiful week. I'll be back again with you next week. Much love to you.